In Minecraft, we spend all this time thinking about ourselves, spending countless hours on building our own houses, but we ever stop for a second to think about the villagers? In this episode, we're going to change that. Currently, the villagers' village looks something like this, but by the end of this episode, we're going to make it look like this. So be sure to watch till the end of the video to see how it turns out. Hello everyone, welcome to the next episode of the series. So I'll finish up my house in the last episode. Some pillagers ended up attacking me and giving me the raid effect, but as you already know from the intro, we sort of need to go to that village. And so instead of drinking milk like a normal person would, I think it's a good opportunity to get some totems. It's been a really long time since I've done any raid with this bad of gear, but I think I should be okay as long as I play very patiently. But no going back now. Here we go. Okay, so that ended up being a lie. Everything was going fine until this happened. Okay, so I took a look around the village, and it looks like the villager population has declined significantly because of that raid. So to reboost the population, we need to cure some zombie villagers, and to do that, we need to be able to make potions, which means a trip to the Nether. I also remember someone telling me that snowballs are really good for killing blazes, so let's go ahead and collect some of those as well. Okay, last time I went this way, so this time I think I'm just going to go the exact opposite way, because I definitely won't regret going to the unknown. That's me being very sarcastic, by the way. I probably will regret this. Okay, that wasn't that bad of a run, and we found the Nether fortress relatively quickly. Now we just need to... Okay, as I was saying before I got rudely interrupted, we should be able to find a spawner pretty quickly and get what we came here for. I just remembered I brought these snowballs, and I should probably definitely use them, and they're definitely a lot safer than trying to fight them with a sword. Oh wow, look at that. It takes about 1,000,000 snowballs to kill them. This is going to take a moment.
2 hours later.
Okay, this is a really bad situation now. Okay, I should be kind of safe now, but that's probably my mark that I really need to get out of here. Oh, I was so close to dying. Okay, go. And that is why I hate going to the Nether. But now we're back in the overworld and we're safe, and this is what we got out of it. It actually looks like I accidentally got enough stuff to spawn the wither, which I'm not, but if I do decide to, I have the ability to, and then I have enough of all the other potion making ingredients to do what I need to do. Okay, so now that we're back at the village, now would probably be a great time to admit, whenever I was talking about repopulating the village and the villager population declining, I meant to say that it declined to actually just 1. So everyone say hello to the sole survivor. And spending all that time in the Nether gave me a chance to think, what would be a good way to repay him? Well, I've decided it would be a game wheel. So let's let him have a spin, decide if he gets a village makeover. Oh, yeah, I guess this is kind of my fault with the whole raid situation. But who cares about all that? We're doing this to make amends. And I think step 1 of repairing this village is actually tearing down all the old buildings. So let's start with that. Oh yeah, also this will stop me from having to farm a bunch of wood again, which was terrible in the last episode. Which, by the way, if you haven't checked out, you definitely should. Okay, so this is all the wood that we collected, and I also went ahead and collected all the spruce wood that was laying around as well. And this looks like it should be just enough in order for us to go ahead and start building the library. So I was thinking this would be a good place for the library, but I should probably go ahead and move these pigs real quick first. Alright, and with the piggies out of the way, cue a building montage. And because the actual villager trading hall is going to be in the basement, I also need to actually mine out this entire basement real quick. So I ended up trapping these zombie villagers, and I've been contemplating for a while rather to make them into farmers or librarians, but I figured librarians are way more annoying to deal with, so I'm going to get the librarians out of the way first. And this block should be right below a villager. Okay, great. Now I just need to trap him. And welcome to your forever home. And I don't think there's anything more boring than cycling village trades, so I'm just going to go ahead and do that off camera so I don't have 1,000,000 hours of footage of me doing that. If it's boring to do, it's even more boring for you guys to watch. So while I was doing that, I might have done just a little bit of decorating. So I had a little bit of variation on the walls and these little shutters as well. And on the inside, I know it still looks a little bit boring, it's just going to take me forever to get enough emeralds for all the bookshelves I'm going to need. But down here, as you can see, I got Fortune, Silk Touch, and Mending out of these villagers, as well as a little bit of room for expansion just across from them. I know there's a lot to do on the library still, but I need to get out of here or I'm going to lose my mind. So now, we begin work on the farmers. and this is going to be their house. You'll just have to believe me, it'll all come together. So this is the outside of their new house, but farmers need somewhere to, you know, actually farm. So let's go ahead and do that real quick. Okay, so that makes the farm just about done. Now we just need to put a perimeter around it now. Up here's the last part that needs a perimeter. And if I just fill in this hole. Alright, and everything's actually starting to look like it's coming together. But this house is kind of fake. I have nothing on the inside yet. So let's go ahead and do that. Oh yeah, and here's a cool trick. You can use a waterlogged block in order to keep farmland wet. So now I just have to do this around the entire farm. In the end, it's all worth it because this is probably top 3 most satisfying things to do in Minecraft. Okay, great. So that's all finished up. Now we just need to work on their house and wait for nighttime to be able to get a zombie villager so we can cure it. Okay, and looks like their house is mostly done, but it looks like I worked throughout the entire night cycle without realizing, so yeah, this is kind of awkward. Looks like I just need to wait.
1 eternity later.
Okay, so I found this zombie villager. All I have to do is trap him real quick and cure him. And if you can just stay in that corner, and I'm just gonna put some of this on you, and you can go ahead and eat this. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and let him cook for a little bit. Okay, so we're about halfway done with the video, and this is how much progress we made. And just as a quick reminder, this is where we came from. And it may not look like it, but we're actually about to make a lot of progress very quickly. And just because you made it this far in the video, here's a much clearer picture of what the end product of the village is going to look like. But wait, there's still a video to finish. I'm sure you want to see just how we got there. Without further ado, let's continue. So up next in the building to make for the village is what I'm going to call the bee house. So this is going to be the outside area, and this is where the bees are actually going to go. Now all we need is a nice see-through glass roof for the bees. And I'm just going to put down these campfires real quick just in case I ever want to harvest the beehives. If you recall from the last episode, I ended up accidentally getting a ton of bees, and I think this would be a really nice and humane way to relocate those bees. But now with the bee area mostly complete, time to keep working on the villager portion of the house. And just a few finishing touches. I also put this little awning on the side, which is where their workstations are going to end up going. So yeah, here's the finished product of this house, and on to the next. So up next is actually going to be the barn. And because a barn is a little bit more straightforward than a bee house or whatever that is, I'm going to make this into more of a building montage. Alright, and I think that's the barn entirely complete. Now I just need to make the stables. I sort of felt like the horses need their own separate area outside of the barn because in every single farm I've ever seen, they've always been pretty detached. So I think this roof is going to look really cool whenever the copper fully oxidizes. But here's a finished one, and I'm just going to add another one like this. Oh wait, I forgot to strip the logs. Okay, now that looks much better now. And that makes the farm segment complete. Because I've been spending so much time working on this village, I went ahead and made a second house over here real quick. And now that we actually have a place to put the pigs, let's go ahead and move them real quick too. See, doesn't that look so cozy? But there's no time to waste, let's get straight into the next building. And I kind of just want to build a little armory building. And what better way to do that than with a time lapse? I want this building to seem like a natural wall to the village, so I kind of just need to smooth this terrain into the building a little bit. And just the finishing touches. Okay, yeah, I think I like how that turned out. And up next to do is to create a bridge connecting the armory and the library. Okay, I think it looks pretty good, but I think it's missing something. Now it just needs a couple flowers around to make it look a little bit more pretty. And because I think the building sequences might be getting a little bit boring, I kind of want to rapid fire a couple buildings. So up first is this well. I feel like every village needs a well, and this is a big upgrade from what they had before. I've also been keeping this half broken building lying around for a really long time now, and I think it's about time we upgrade it. And last but not least is going to be the neighbor to my extra little house I built over here. And I think I'm probably going to put the cartographer in here because it looks like a more fancy building. Okay, I'm sorry, I lied. I ended up making one more building because I felt like it seemed a little empty. Wait, how do I keep forgetting to strip the logs? 1 second. But yeah, anyways, this is going to be the bakery slash chef house. Now that the village is finally starting to come together a little bit, I think it'd be kind of cool if I made this little center area into a little bit of a marketplace for the armorers and toolsmiths. It's kind of surprising what two little rinky-dinky sheds end up adding to this village. Okay, so up here is the tower portion of the library, and I was thinking I should probably put the cleric up here because they're really similar to a witch in a lot of ways, and I think, you know, witches and towers, right? And to fit in with the theme of being a witch, I think some mushrooms would be pretty cool up here as well. And just the finishing touches of decoration. Okay, I just need to plug this. And now we have our future witch up here. Some of you might be thinking it's unfair to keep them trapped in this tower, but I mean, look at this view, it's great. I think this is the third time I've said this is going to be the last building, but this really should be the last building. It just looked a little bit empty. And this is the house of the nitwit from the beginning of the episode. And now that the village is basically complete, I think we can go ahead and let him go upstairs. Wait, I mean up to the village, not upstairs.
Why are you running?
Okay, since the nitwit wants to be difficult, we need to manually put them back into the village. Okay, now I just need to break this and push them up to the entrance. You've got to be kidding me. Instead of dealing with the nitwit some more, I went ahead and caught these sheep so I can go ahead and put them in the barn. I also got some cows too. In the first episode of the series, I ended up finding this horse near the spawn. And now that I actually have a home for him and I've already tamed him, I think I should go ahead and bring him back over to the new village. See, isn't that a much better place to be than in the middle of a woods? And because I kind of abducted him from the woods, I went ahead and got him a buddy so he's not going to be lonely. Also, if you have any name ideas for the horses, be sure to leave them in the comments. Okay, so now it's time for my least favorite part. And because enchanting's better done with a voiceover, here I am. I ended up getting the emeralds off of the farmer villagers, and I also went ahead and cured some zombie villagers to try to keep the cost down on the trades. And after that, it was a tedious process of combining all the books and then going out every single night cycle and killing as many enemy mobs as I could for experience. And I can't stress how time consuming this was. This definitely took me at least 6 hours.
2,000 years later.
I'll name the axe later, but I finally did it. Everything is all perfect enchantments, which means that the enchanting portion is finally complete. Honestly, I can't even describe how happy I am to finally have good tools on this world. It'll make building so much easier. So while I was enchanting everything, I also went ahead and built this little shed for the sheep because I thought they needed a home too. This is kind of spur of the moment, but I think a tree might actually make this look a lot better. Yeah, see? That adds a lot of life to the village. If one tree is good, then 2 trees is better. It's crazy how adding just a little bit of vegetation makes the village feel much more alive. And I think that just about completes the village for this episode, and moving forward I will continue to try my best to upload as much as possible. Like this episode I had over 100 hours of footage, so that took a really long time to edit. But regardless, here's a little bit of an overview of the finished product of the village. If you guys have any suggestions of things I should add to it, please let me know. Don't forget to subscribe if you enjoyed the video, but that's all I have for now, so I will now buzz on.